Since the beginning of 2025, under the leadership of President Xi Jinping, China has undertaken an extensive and strategic response to escalating U.S. economic and defense policies, particularly focused on technology and trade tensions. Central to China's efforts has been an aggressive push towards self-reliance, especially in the semiconductor industry, and calculated responses to American tariffs. The U.S. decision to impose stringent restrictions on exporting advanced semiconductor chips and manufacturing equipment to China marked a critical turning point. President Xi swiftly positioned semiconductor independence as a national priority, declaring that overcoming technological blockades imposed by the U.S. was critical for China's economic security and long-term development. Xi emphasized, "Where there is blockade, there is breakthrough," a phrase that captured China's determination to convert pressure into innovation. In early February 2025, Xi held a significant symposium with key private sector technology leaders, including notable figures such as Alibaba's Jack Ma and Huawei's Zhengfei. This meeting was symbolic as it underscored a significant shift towards rekindling relationships with private enterprises after years of stringent regulatory oversight. During the event, Xi explicitly called upon private technology companies to accelerate investments in domestic chip design and manufacturing capabilities, signaling a clear policy directive that China intended to reduce reliance on Western technology. Following this high-profile meeting, China announced an unprecedented national semiconductor initiative, allocating substantial financial resources towards indigenous semiconductor research, advanced chip fabrication plants, and the rapid development of domestic chip design companies. Local governments in economic hubs, such as Shenzhen, Shanghai, and Beijing, also introduced additional incentives including tax breaks, subsidies, and streamlined regulatory approval processes for semiconductor-related ventures. China significantly boosted funding to universities and research institutes specializing in semiconductor technology, establishing new innovation centers and partnerships aimed at nurturing domestic talent and expertise. Educational programs were reformed to emphasize STEM education, particularly in semiconductor sciences, creating a robust pipeline of highly skilled graduates entering the semiconductor industry. Moreover, the government launched ambitious joint ventures and encouraged public-private partnerships to drive technological innovation and scale up production. Companies such as Semiconductor Manufacturing International Corporation, SMIC, and HiSilicon, a subsidiary of Huawei, have received extensive governmental support to expand their manufacturing capabilities. The rapid construction and expansion of semiconductor fabs in multiple regions, such as Jiangsu and Hubei, underscored China's seriousness in achieving technological self-sufficiency. Simultaneously, China took strategic retaliatory steps in response to ongoing U.S. tariffs targeting Chinese products. Rather than direct escalation, China's retaliation has been carefully calibrated, leveraging tariffs selectively against U.S. agricultural products and key industries vital to American states that are politically sensitive. Analysts note that China's targeted tariffs on soybeans, corn, and pork were not coincidental but strategically designed to exert maximum political and economic pressure on specific U.S. agricultural communities. Additionally, China accelerated its efforts to diversify its import sources away from the U.S., increasing agricultural imports from Brazil, Argentina, and Eastern European nations. These calculated moves sent a clear message to U.S. policymakers that China could effectively mitigate the economic impact of American tariffs, while simultaneously pressuring U.S. domestic political constituencies. President Xi Jinping's administration has also intensified diplomatic efforts aimed at strengthening economic alliances elsewhere. Notably, Xi expanded trade relations with countries in the Belt and Road Initiative, particularly those in Southeast Asia, Africa, and Latin America. These diplomatic overtures and trade agreements provided alternative markets for Chinese goods adversely impacted by American tariffs, thereby reducing economic vulnerabilities. On the international stage, China engaged in active diplomacy aimed at strengthening economic cooperation frameworks, such as the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, RCEP. Xi emphasized that global trade should remain open and free, actively promoting economic integration with Asian neighbors. High-level visits and trade delegations were dispatched frequently to partner nations to solidify China's regional trade relationships. In defense, Xi's strategic response to U.S. policies manifested through increased military preparedness and significant advancements in defense technology. In late February, the Xi administration enacted comprehensive military regulations emphasizing combat readiness, technological modernization, and intensified training exercises. A notable component of this strategy includes accelerated advancements in defense-oriented chip technology, crucial for next-generation military hardware such as drones, AI-driven weapon systems, and sophisticated radar systems. China also embarked on a sweeping defense technology enhancement program, significantly investing in artificial intelligence and autonomous systems intended for strategic military applications. Collaborations between Chinese tech giants and military research institutions surged, particularly in areas like quantum computing, secure communications, and cyber warfare capabilities. Furthermore, Xi emphasized the necessity of robust military-industrial integration, urging greater synergy between civilian technological advancements and military applications. Companies like Huawei and Tencent established deeper connections with military research, developing advanced communications infrastructure and cybersecurity solutions to fortify national defense. Military training intensified, with regular large-scale joint exercises conducted across China's territorial waters and border regions. These exercises were explicitly framed as preparations for potential conflicts involving technologically sophisticated adversaries, underscoring China's proactive stance toward U.S. strategic posturing in the Asia-Pacific region. President Xi's proactive leadership throughout this period consistently highlights the interconnectedness of economic and defense strategies. The comprehensive response demonstrates China's clear awareness of the strategic implications of U.S. policies and a robust determination to secure China's autonomy in key technology sectors crucial for its future sovereignty and global standing. Xi's leadership reveals a comprehensive vision, emphasizing domestic resilience, strategic diplomacy, technological innovation, and military preparedness to effectively counteract American policies that seek to contain China's rise as a global power.